The concept of sensitivity has long been misconstrued. When society doesn't understand something, it frowns upon it. When something challenges conventional wisdom, the world panics. Witches are burned at the stake. Indigenous people are stripped from their homes. Women are expected to follow restrictive norms, or else they get diagnosed with hysteria. The first mental disorder attributed to women that consists of emotional outbursts, histrionic behavior, weak, frail, and nervous, uncontrollable irrationality and weeping, and lustful desires, if not treated, could lead to extreme anxiety and depression. Back then, the only answer was a lobotomy or marriage. A highly sensitive person, increased sensitivities to stimulation, have a sensitive nervous system, aware of subtleties in their surroundings, trouble concentrating due to thinking about everything but the present, can process information more carefully, easily hurt or damage, common to absorb the energy of people around them. If not educated or taught how to live with this emotional ability, it can lead to anxiety or depression. The only answer nowadays, medication. Ever since I was a little girl, there was something inside of me, something that made me feel extremely uneasy when entering a new person's home, something that made me cry whenever anything happened towards me, something that called me to Mother Nature, something that made me start writing in a diary at 9, something that constantly created this ball in the back of my throat that led to tears, something that gave me a heavy heart whenever I need to defend myself. Saying no seemed like the rudest thing I could do to a person. Trying to explain to my parents the way I felt with myself seemed impossible. Finding a career that fulfills me was dreadful and disappointing. I never felt seen or understood, and all I ever wanted was to be understood. For the world to seem like a safe place where I can be myself. But I was constantly surrounded by boys who were emotionally unavailable and forced to succumb to the stereotypical hypersexuality, girls themselves who judged what I was wearing or the way I spoke, clouded with insecurity. I felt trapped in a cage where the only thing I could see was how much I'd cry in a day. Constantly suppressing your emotions and ignoring your need for connection in order to be normal and fit in is dangerous. Something that can be so beautiful and deep turns into dread and fear. That fear and dread turns into insecurity. What we believe about ourselves becomes true for us. You'll see yourself as a fragile creature that's waiting to break if that's what you constantly perceive in the mirror. By slowing down and truly observing myself, giving myself the opportunity to know myself deeply, and being open to meeting people who love, feel, and express themselves in a similar way, I realize sensitive people have this innate ability to empathize deeply with others, fostering meaningful connection and facilitating emotional support networks, a natural way of building bonds based on genuine care and compassion. They also have this incredible amount of creativity and intuition, a part of them that possesses a profound connection to their intuition that allows them to perceive the world in an artistic way, feel music and see the underlying truth behind people's eyes. This natural capacity to reach their intuitiveness that fuels their creativity, which allows them to express themselves through art in any and all mediums. Sensitive people contribute to the cultural tapestry of society, offering a different perspective and challenging conventional wisdom. But if you never allow yourself to let go completely and feel everything, you'll never get to see what you can create. Being sensitive means I feel, see, and express my world in such a special, specific way. When I meditate, I feel my body begin to flow. I dream with my dead relatives. When I meet a new person, I can feel their energy. I feel my emotions in my stomach. And love isn't something regular for me. It's a hunger that constantly needs to be fed, to be nurtured. Once you begin to embrace the way you see the world, instead of the way society has imposed onto you, sensitivity becomes a gift. Realizing the girl in the book that cries in her sleep has a strange relationship with motherhood, sees herself in every tree she encounters, filled with extreme potential and dread at the same time, was someone I admired for her ability to feel, to release, to express. Those people we admire and read about in books, a movie, a song, why can't we do the same for ourselves? There's a stereotype I see constantly being pushed onto men. I've seen it in movies, music videos, books, the media, men themselves, and even women, that emotional sensitivity equates to fragility. Traditional norms dictate men should suppress their emotions, conforming to the standard of stoicism and emotional detachment. We live in a world where it's normal to see a man with a bruised ego act out and yell to someone who cut them off on the road. But people are appalled and weirded out by the idea of a man crying in public or showing affection towards the world. How do we expect men to change or be more understanding towards women when we hold a standard for them to be a man or engage in a toxic mindset of boys don't cry? No one person or act can fix the years of hypocrisy that we carry, but embracing sensitivity defies the restrictive norms empowering women alongside men. To reclaim their emotional autonomy, our pride gets in the way of challenging societal expectations and embracing our authentic selves, slowly paving the way for greater acceptance and inclusivity, reshaping cultural narratives surrounding sensitivity. For almost 19 years of my life, I thought my sensitivity was a weakness, something that wouldn't allow me to have a normal relationship with partners, animals, Mother Nature, family, music, careers, and most importantly, myself. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I'd rather feel it all so much than nothing at all. How mundane and unsatisfying is a world of regularity around emotions and expression.